Spoiler warning for Breaking Bad. I'm about to present an analogy in which I'll be talking about Breaking Bad and how it ended. So if you don't want the ending spoiled, you can skip this intro and jump right into the video. If you're still here, let me explain why I believe Breaking Bad was so popular and why we kept rooting for a man who had, by the end, clearly become a villain. Walter White was a genius. He was highly intelligent, well-read, skillful, and resourceful. And once he had lost all semblance of a moral compass, he was unstoppable. And that's what we were on board for. Walter was a scientist, and almost every problem that he faced, he solved with science.
Yes, science!
The finale episode had Walter come up with a plan to get close to his enemies, one by one, and either intimidate them or eliminate them. Half the fun was watching other villains get their comeuppance, and the other half was finding out how Walter was going to do it.
So you do have a plan.
June, on the other hand, is not a villain. She's a victim. She's the underdog in a world full of monsters. And while I hate those monsters and want to see them taken down in the cruelest possible ways, I eventually found myself not caring about June as much as I should be. And why is that? Because she is so friggin' dumb.
It's easy.
Welcome to part 6 of my series, Why I Stopped Watching The Handmaid's Tale. This is where I pick up the story from episode 10, the season 1 finale. June is walking home with the mysterious package from Mayday. Once she gets there, she hides the package behind the bathtub in her bathroom, and then she walks into her room. A hard smack on one side and a head injury on the other. Brutal. Serena had found June's dress and had figured out Fred had taken her out somewhere, though I doubt she knows about Jezebel's.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Waterford.
She says she's sorry, but she sounds like she doesn't give a shit. Now, I understand that June is faultless and she's not supposed to be sorry about anything, but if you're going to say it, try to be convincing. Serena makes her take a pregnancy test, and as luck would have it, June is in fact pregnant. This is good news for Serena. For June, it's a mixed bag. The silver lining is that her pregnancy will protect her for at least 9 months. It buys her time. But time for what? She has no plan. She's just living day to day and reacting to everything. News spreads and Rita is thrilled. She makes June a special breakfast. Then Nick walks in.
You okay?
I'm pregnant. It's terrible.
No, it's not.
So despite her getting all bitchy with him, she hasn't lost him yet. Now, Serena sees them together, and of course she's aware that the baby is Nick's, so she's smart enough to keep Nick out of her next plan.
We need a car.
No, thank you, Nick. I've made other arrangements.
Now, what follows is truly harrowing. June is taken to where Hannah is and is forced to watch her with Serena from the car, where she's locked in and completely helpless. Serena arranged this little visit to give June a message.
As long as my baby is safe, so is yours.
To which June had a message of her own.
Fucking evil. You are a goddamn motherfucking monster. Fucking heartless, sadistic, motherfucking evil cunt. Fuck you. Serena, you are gonna burn your goddamn motherfucking hell, you crazy evil bitch.
Now, I'm always picking on June, saying she needs to keep her emotions in check, act more contrite, blah, blah, blah. But in this case, I'll allow it. Everybody has a breaking point, and if this isn't one of them, I don't know what is. But imagine if this was the first time June stepped out of line with Serena. Imagine if all this time June had been, yes, Mrs. Waterford, no, Mrs. Waterford, and this scene was the first time she lost it and said, fuck you. Wouldn't that have made it more impactful? Imagine Serena sitting up front with her stone-cold face, and then her jaw drops when she hears,
Motherfucking evil cunt!
Back at home, June visits the commander. But the conversation was very unproductive. She asks him to protect Hannah from Serena. He says Serena would never hurt a child. And she doesn't tell him what happened that day, about the very direct threat Serena gave her. Instead, she says,
You don't know her.
which is not a very good approach when you're trying to convince someone to help you out. I know your wife better than you would not be the way to sell it. Also, what June doesn't know is that Serena not only told him about her pregnancy, she also told him that he wasn't the father.
Is it mine?
Of course.
Also, what June doesn't know is that earlier that day, Commander Warren had lost his left arm as punishment for messing around with Janine because his wife advocated for the harshest punishment. So now Fred was taking Serena's comfort a little more seriously. So he wasn't going to be helpful, even if June had actually been persuasive with her arguments, which she wasn't, so. Back in her room, she gets curious about the package and she opens it to find that it was a collection of testimonials from handmaids like her telling their stories. She wakes up the next morning to the sound of bells. There is going to be an execution today.
Oh man, I hate stonings.
Come on, Brian! Or they'll have stoned him before we get there!
All right.
Don't be picky, just take one.
Stone, sir?
Nah, they got them up there, lying around on the ground!
Oh, not like these, sir. Look at these. Feel the quality of that. That's craftsmanship, sir.
I'm sorry, guys. I think there's a law. Any situation that has been handled by Monty Python will forever be owned by Monty Python. Much to the handmaid's horror, today's condemned person is Janine. They saved her from the river and nursed her back to health, only so that she can be horrifically executed.
When I blow the whistle, you are free to begin.
No one is to stone anyone until I blow this whistle. Do you understand?
Okay, now I'm done. Now, in part 1 of my video series, I discussed the scene at some length because part 1 was dedicated to Glen, and this scene was mostly Glen's moment. In part 1, I had criticized the writing of Glen's character because I thought that as a religious fanatic who had drunk the Kool-Aid, it wasn't likely that she would be the one to speak out here. But since then, I've read some comments on my videos that have made me reconsider my opinion. Sectional Sofa argued that Glen was not a believer, she was a pragmatist. She wasn't meekly complying. It was very clear by the way she addressed Offred that she was a badass and was just doing what she thought she needed to do to survive. And upon a second look, I think that is very feasible. So I possibly stand corrected here. But getting back to June, after she just witnessed Glen being dragged off, she decides to defy Aunt Lydia, setting off an I am Spartacus moment.
I'm sorry, Aunt Lydia. I'm sorry, Aunt Lydia. I'm sorry, Aunt Lydia. I'm sorry, Aunt Lydia. I'm sorry, Aunt Lydia.
So the stoning doesn't happen. Janine is taken away and the handmaids are told to go home, but to expect consequences for their defiance. In this part of the series, I'm supposed to be sticking to June and her arc, but the next scene is my favorite scene in the whole show, and I want to talk about it. So I will, because this is my video and I get to break my own rules. Moira made it out of Gilead and into Canada. At the refugee center, she's asked if she has a list of family members she'd like to give them so that they can notify her if any of them arrive in Canada, and she says no. But shortly after, she sees Luke, June's husband.
Hey.
Hi. How are you here?
You're on my list.
List of a family.
Yeah, of course.
Damn, even now as I'm editing this, I'm tearing up. Luke is the best. See Game of Thrones? This is how you do reunions. Assholes. Anyway, back to June. She's in her room contemplating what kind of trouble she's in, and her inner monologue is back. I guess the showrunners decided that this was the finale and it would be a good bookend for the season.
I am in disgrace, which is the opposite of grace.
See, now, in the book, this is the kind of thing that June would think to herself. She would sometimes play word games with herself like, I'm in a facility for women of reduced circumstances. My circumstances have been reduced. Many of her inner conversations seemed like she was just trying to exercise her brain, keep it working, keep remembering the past and who she was, etc. Now, the van comes for her, but Nick walks in first.
Just go with it. Trust me.
So, as she follows the guardians down the stairs to the van that will take her God knows where, Serena asks her what she has done, and June gives her the trademark face. One might think that June is empowered because of Nick's trust me, but June is always empowered for whatever reason, so off she goes into the van and on her way, We don't know where she's going or what's going to happen, just like it was in the book. And this is where the book ends. Season 1 was the entire book, plus extra story arcs and details that the show added. Like in the book, we never know what happened to Luke or to Moira after Jezebel's. The additions were all good, and Season 1 was great. My only issue is June's attitude and her lack of wisdom. The thing is, Season 1 was in 2017, and I didn't know this at the time, but in hindsight, 2017 was the year things changed in entertainment media. I call it the year of the crap. And I cover this in more detail in my Game of Thrones Part 3 video, where I lament the loss of smart female characters like Marjorie Tyrell, for them to be replaced by an endless slew of strong female characters, whose only characteristic is a tough, defiant face, accompanied by plot armor that makes them survive their own idiocy. I don't know who thinks these are good representation of women, but again, with 9 years of hindsight, nobody likes these characters. Would you please bring back smart women? Anywho, like I said, Season 1 was great, but Season 2 was not so great. And of course, I'll be getting into that next, so please stay tuned for my next video. And remember, the entire series is compiled into a playlist in case you would like to see them back to back. And again, I will ask you to be kind because my first videos for this series were my first videos ever, and my editing was, well, it was crap. Sorry about that. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your thoughtful comments. I love reading them. See you next time. Bye.
It's a scene.